Hey guys, stoked to announce that Revelation Records will be sponsoring the next 5 podcasts, 5 episodes with Revelation Records. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the amazing soundtrack of my youth. Revelation Records has put out some of the most classic hardcore records in history. Some of the most iconic photos by BJ Pappas are on most of those albums. And most of my friends' bands have put records on Revelation Records. A lot of hardcore history. And I'm super stoked that they're part of the One Life One Chance podcast for the next 5 episodes. The ad is coming up next, and it's fucking loud, and it's awesome.
Hey, this is Sam Sumataro. I sing for a band called Drain from Santa Cruz, California. I'm here to tell you about our debut record called California Cursed, now available on Revelation Records. This summer, we're going on tour with Go to RevelationRecords.com for more. And here's 4 seconds of what we sound like. I'm stoked to be part of the Revelation family. Let's take the remaining 26 seconds to dive into what it means and what's up at Rev. Revelation kicked things off in New York City in 1987 with Warzone, Lower East Side Crew. After that, Gorilla Biscuits, Youth of Today, Judge, Inside Out, Chain of Strength, and many more. The times changed in the early 90s, and Rev was there, with artists like Quicksand, Texas Is the Reason, Farside, and Into Another. There's new music from World Be Free, Constant Elevation, Urban Sprawl, Dare, and reissues of the classics from Inside Out, Side by Side, and Orange 9mm. Check out the Spotify playlist series. It's all at RevelationRecords.com.
Hey, Toby.
How are you, man? You good?
Oh, fine. Sorry about the kind of false start there.
It's okay, man.
Yeah.
How you doing out there?
Oh, it's slow-paced life now.
It's so weird, man. Like last time I talked with you was like 9 months ago, and so much has happened since then. Like, it's surreal, man.
Yeah, it's I think it's as in I'm going to call myself a musician. I haven't called myself a musician for many years.
Yeah,
I was a scientist, but I guess now I'm a musician, and so then it's like, as a musician, this is a very frustrating time.
Yes. It's scary. The future is not, we don't know what the future is going to be, or, you see these headlines about no concerts for a long time, or like no diving, or no, I don't even know, like even like having the drive-in ones where the cars pull up, and they did that in Germany already.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think maybe, like the Flaming Lips guy, he had the right idea, because he would do these shows where he got in a bubble, and he would just like if you had the whole band set in their own bubbles, and then I guess you have to have the audience in bubbles too, and then you could actually everyone's got their own airspace.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That was one of the second idea I had is the salad bar, they got the sneeze guard, and you just have to have like some kind of plexiglass.
Yeah.
Sneeze guard in front of the stage or something. That
I
was supposed to.
Go ahead.
What's that?
You were supposed to what?
I was supposed to come see you guys with Field Day.
Yeah, in Jersey, man.
Yeah. I talked to Doug about that, and when he asked me about it, like, hey, you want to come? First thing I said is, yeah, if it's not canceled, and that was in like February or March, I guess. But
yeah.
I think he asked me in February, and I said, yeah, it's going to get canceled. Or I felt like it was gonna. And sure enough, things went south.
Yeah. Do you have any scientific or any kind of like outlook on the coronavirus, or thoughts on it, or are you just staying a musician right now?
Well, I mean, my only thoughts have already been expressed by Fauci et al. I mean, we ought to be testing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to be, and we're not. I mean, this. I just don't think the powers that be can wrap their brain around why, you might want to know who's got it, and so you can figure out if that person has it, then this other person has it, might have it, and then we can kind of stamp out these little fires, which is what we should have been doing in February.
Yes,
but we weren't. And then after that whole failure to test, went down, I thought, well, do social distancing, and then when it comes back, we'll be all ready. We'll be all, ready with all the testing, and we'll make up for the first time. But it's not going to happen second time either.
Yeah.
They just don't give a fuck, about that part of it.
Yeah. Are there a lot of cases where you live, like in your town, or?
No, I think Delaware, we're kind of stuck between Philly and DC, but Philly has more cases, DC has more cases, and we have fewer, but we are still a population center, so we do have, we are not immune to the whole thing. We have them, but
yeah,
we're just not in as dire straits as say New York is, or DC is pretty bad off, but I guess LA's got a decent amount too.
Yeah, we do, and we're spread out over here too. So like, supposedly like the whole flatten the curve and distancing stuff is working in California right now, but they just extended our lockdown to July. So
right, I just read about that. Yeah,
and it's like,
it's like my kids are just going nuts.
I'm sure my son is too,
because they're like, school's canceled.
Yep.
But then my son's starting college next year, and then all of a sudden the dawning to him was like, what if my first year, my freshman year of college is canceled, or it has to be done online, which to me sounds as I'd just rather just not do it at that point. If I were him, just like,
exactly,
just take a gap year, just don't even bother, because it's going to be online the whole year. But yeah, that's where it seems like that's some people are saying, and yeah, for as bad as this is for, me or, anybody, I feel bad for kids who, this is when they are supposed to be, kind of developing into adults. And this is just a terrible way to
socializing
into adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you're like trying to make your way into the world. Like, I want to pursue this into this or that career, and you want to get a toehold in that career, but it's just, you've just been kind of hampered. You got one hand tied behind your back the whole time. So it's kind of like,
it's interesting, man. It's just like, I think the fear and the not knowing of what's next or when's we back to quote unquote normal is the whole thing that's stressing people out, because every time they say it's a date, it's going to get back to opening stuff, it keeps getting extended a couple months. And it's like, if they told us the truth, like, hey, it's not going to happen this year, then people could figure it out. But they get their hopes up for these dates they keep announcing, and I don't know. It's just... Yeah.
I mean, I can see it both ways, because I think some people like the false sense of hope. Yeah. It's like it keeps you up. I mean, if someone were to say with 100% certainty, this is the way it's going to be for the next year and a half, I'm sure there are some people like, no, I would rather just you give me some, some other kind of more hopeful thing.
Yeah.
But it depends. Some people would rather just have the truth, and some people would rather, be strung along on a certain level just because it helps them get up in the morning or whatever.
No, that's
even
true.
If it's false hope.
Yeah.
But,
do you know anybody who's affected by Corona at all, or
what's that?
Anybody who's affected by it and maybe got sick that you know?
I guess a friend of ours' father died of it.
Oh wow!
Not a close friend, but
yeah,
like a friend whose their kids went to our school, to the same school, so we knew them through the kids, and and their father died. So it eventually, I guess, touches everybody. But yeah. I mean, my mom's 90 years old and she's living in LA. And I just keep telling her, like, don't go outside. Stay inside. The first step was, okay, mom, you know how you want to go to Trader Joe's every day?
Mm-hmm.
Just get my brother to do it for you.
Yeah.
So now my brother's like her Trader Joe's shopper.
That's awesome.
And just keeps her from going out to Trader Joe's. But she's just kind of a rebel anyway, so she'll find some way of breaking quarantine.
Yeah, she's scared or anything about it, or?
I mean, she is scared. I think she's gotten more scared as time goes on. I think initially she was like, had this sense of bravado about it, but as time has gone on, she's probably heard more stories about, just how it's decimating people.
Yeah.
her age, and it's like, okay, she's trying to toe the line now. So
yeah.
yeah.
What have you been doing to stay busy? You've been learning new things or doing different things you wouldn't normally do, or?
Well, I mean, before it even went down, I'd started, we were starting to record a record,
Yep.
and so I'd started to do some recording for our new record, which, I mean, it may have been premature on a certain level because, I'd written songs, and Stefan had written songs, but we're still waiting for songs from Bill and Carl. So it's kind of like, okay, we're going to do all this recording, but then we're still going to be waiting around because they still have to write songs. We're not going to put a record out unless all 4 people are, contributing. So in a certain sense, we made progress, but in another sense, we're also just twiddling our thumbs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then in addition, because I was also just, even before COVID, I was also just seeing myself with a lot of free time because we also didn't book very many shows this year. Well, actually, we didn't book any shows for the first half of the year, just kind of circumstantial.
Yeah.
Or coincidentally, we didn't have any shows booked until the second half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had all this free time, and so I've been doing like acoustic recording.
Oh wow!
Where I record with. It started with we got an offer to contribute to like a Sublime cover record.
Okay.
And they called us up and said, you guys know that Sublime covered Hope, right? And we said, yeah, of course. And so we want you to cover Hope too, or we want you to cover Hope for the Sublime covers record. So that was kind of fun because it was like, but then it's not a cover anymore. It's just me doing my song or whatever. Yeah. So that was kind of, and I decided, at the time it was like we hadn't really convened as a unit to record. And I said, look, why don't I just record this as a neon acoustic guitar? And rather than use acoustic, I use my ukulele. So it's a ukulele version.
That's cool.
But it's a ukulele. But I have a ukulele that's like a 6-string ukulele, and it sounds like a hybrid between a uke and a guitar. So it's kind of they call it a guitar lele, and so it's my favorite instrument that I have right now. And so I recorded Hope on guitar lele.
That's awesome.
Then I just decided this was a lot of fun. Let's do some more. So some of the songs that I had actually contributed to the band, or that I'd written for the band to record, I said, well, look, I'll just do these on guitar lele and just kind of, we won't have to worry about doing them as Descendents because they're kind of topical songs.
Mm-hmm.
They're songs about how much I kind of hate our current political situation.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought, well, if I, because we're not going to be able to get our record out for X number of months, maybe we could try to get these out earlier so that because they're topical,
they
might have more relevance now than they
timing.
Won't have relevance, Yeah. So that's I've been working on that.
That's awesome.
And then the other thing I've been doing is recording old Descendants songs from 1979 that Bill, Frank, and Tony had laid down basic tracks on in like 2002.
Oh my God.
These are songs that half of them, when I joined the band, half of them were ones that I started playing with them right off the bat, but never got recorded for Milo Goes to College.
Yeah.
And then the other half of them were songs that they'd already kicked them out of the set by the time I joined. So that was kind of fun to hear some of these songs. Like, whoa, this predated me, and and they're cool. They're cool songs. They kind of bridge the whole Ride the Wild, Hectic World phase with the phase that came along when I joined.
Yeah.
So they have kind of a unique sound to them for that reason.
That's awesome.
And so I've been recording those. So yeah, I mean that's, I guess, what all musicians are. It's kind of the natural thing we would do. Oh, I guess I can't play live. I guess I'm gonna hit the recording studio and go that route. So I'm sure that's what most everybody's doing at this point.
Totally. So you have like a studio in your house, or?
Well, mainly it's just for recording vocals.
Yeah.
But for the uke project, yeah, it's, you know, uke project. I set up, you know, I just set up an extra mic for my uke.
Yeah.
And threw I mic'd up some tabla drums. I got these tabla drums, and so it's very minimal to do my uke thing. It was just tabla uke, and you know, some cymbals thrown in, or no, actually not cymbals, cowbell. Had to throw cowbell in there.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, just something really minimal. It's
Yeah.
about as minimal as you can get, you know. But yeah, for the Descendents, I can all I got to do is take the basic tracks and record vocals over it. And
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to do. So, yeah.
That's cool, man. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good that you know, technology has come to that level where I don't have to have an actual recording studio.
Yeah.
You know, I just have to have a computer and a mic, and I can make progress.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Exactly what we're doing right now, basically. I got my thing set up.
Yeah.
You know, and I can get music if I want through this. But,
yeah.
Are you trying to get outside every day and take walks and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, with all this free time, and my wife is now, obviously she's working from home. She's a professor, and all of her courses are, you know, over Zoom.
Yeah.
And you just end up with all this free time, and the weather's been nice. And I also feel like, you know, I don't want to be like COVID sick boy. And so I want to try to, I think everyone's got to stay healthy too.
Yep.
You know,
yeah,
it's so easy just to kind of get down in the doldrums, and then you just, like, you know, become a couch potato.
100%.
Yeah. More than any other time, I think it's like, if I can stay active. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, and I look at this COVID thing and it's scary.
Yeah.
Totally scary.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I know that I don't know. I don't know anything about depression. Like, I'm happy. I got my wife with my son. We're safe. We're healthy. They've been tested. We're good. Yeah. But then there's this stuff that's kind of beats on you mental. Just being musicians, like you said, not knowing what the future is going to be. And even if we're safe and we're happy at this moment, just like the not knowing kind of gets to me a little too. Now, I want to go out and take walks or try to go for a run, go out by myself, and give my wife and son distance from me, because we're getting each other's nerves a little bit, being on top of each other. And
yeah. No, there's a whole, they say that there's a whole psychological component to just living in COVID times, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just having, you know, obviously if you lose your job, that's right there is like, you know, it's going to put you in a funk. But even if you don't lose your job, you know, there's just your diminished expectations about how you're going to, you know, make your way through the world.
Yeah.
You know, just on just a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's enough to put anyone into a funk, you know? So I did write a song kind of about that. That's been my most recent uke project song. I moved away from political songs and wrote a song basically to try to kind of prop up my family a little bit. Like, hey, let's try to kind of, you know, let's try to keep a stiff upper lip, so to speak. That's basically what the song's about. So
yeah, man, it's all we can do is go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't played it for them yet, but I'm eventually going to play it for them and just hope it'll help them out on some level.
Yeah, what about, did your son ever get to go to, like, the hip-hop show? I mean, we talked about, like, 9 months ago. He was wanting to go to see a concert, and...
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, I guess he did go. He went to a few before COVID happened, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows when the next show anyone's going to be able to see. But, yeah, he did get to go out and see a few shows in Philly.
That's awesome.
My daughter plays she plays French horn, and so she had all her own concerts that she was, you know, involved in, and now those are all just, you know, not happening. So no one's having concerts anywhere.
No one's having anything. It's crazy because I have different friends who have different views, and like everybody voted for somebody different. Everybody has their religious views or whatever they're into. But the bottom line is everybody's on lockdown and nobody's doing anything, and the economy's fucked. And it's like, so everybody's equal right now. Like, everybody's finally in a place where we're all in the same shitter together kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's like everyone. It's like you know, Shawshank. Everyone's in prison.
Yeah.
It's like You got to kind of you got to find your homies in prison, and you got to commiserate. It's all about commiserating, and we're all in the same shit together, basically. Unless you're one of those people protesting, then somehow they feel like they're not in the same shit that we're in. So, but
that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
I hear that that's just a kind of a small subset of society.
Yeah.
I don't know, but so you were able to get testing. Anyone can get tested out there. Is that what?
Yeah, free testing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's yeah. I mean, we would out here. The only way I'm going to get tested is if I show symptoms or whatever. But that's how it should be, though. What you guys got going is everyone should be able to get tested everywhere. And our dear leader has actually made such statements in the recent past, like anyone who wants to test can get tested, and he's just full of shit.
It's so full of shit. Yeah, out here they have asymptomatic, they have antibodies, they have the COVID. There's like so. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess if I visit my mom out there, I'd probably roll into town and just immediately get tested if I could.
Yeah, was there any point during this time you thought you might have had it, you felt sick, or are you like a hypochondriac type of person or no?
Well, I mean, no, I'll be fully honest with you. There was one day where I was like wiped out, and I thought there was probably, I'm going to say, a 2-hour window where I was like, oh fuck, I think I got it. So I went and I laid down, and then it felt better. I was like, okay, no problem. But I did, you get one of those things, you get, because there's so many symptoms now.
Yep.
And you can like go down the list of symptoms and find one and go like, oh, that's me. I'm having that,
Totally.
So I did have one day where I was like, uh-oh. And then my wife said, go upstairs and go to bed and just, wake up and see how you feel. So, yeah. But, yeah, we do a fair amount of we're keeping pretty true to the social distancing. So
yeah,
I feel like if I do get it, it's not because I'm being kind of foolhardy or anything. So
yeah, you wearing masks outside everywhere and stuff?
Yeah, we wear masks when we go out walking. We wear masks.
Yeah.
And I'd say maybe 50% of the people when we go out walking that we pass aren't wearing masks. And, it's because they're feeling as well, I'm outside, I'm far enough away from you.
Yeah.
But there are other people like, no, we're still going to wear the masks just for more for solidarity for anything else. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I do all the shopping in the house, so I'm always masking up. It's like I leave the house and it's just throw on that mask, and because I got to go to the store, and I'm pretty bad. We're pretty bad. I'd say about like I know some people like I'm going to shop once in the this month or whatever, or once this week. We can't pull it. We're not organized enough. So I go to the shop. I go to the grocery maybe every 3 or 4 days, and I could probably do a lot better. But
isn't it weird? Like now, like the conversation I have with my friends, like, did you go out today? Did you go to the grocery? What'd you get? Was there a long line? Were you distancing? Were you 6 feet apart? Like when we go to the grocery store, it's like this mission. Like we have our gloves on, our masks. Okay, you have a list. I have a list. Yeah. Me and my son hit the aisles and get in now as fast as you can. Don't touch anybody. It's just a crazy way to think to how we're living, man. It's surreal, man.
Yeah, it's pretty mad. I've gotten used to it, but the first few times I went, I really just felt, like shopping used to be something that it never really brought me joy, but it was at least something that that was like tolerable.
Yeah.
But now it's like grim. It's just grim to go shopping, because you half the stuff you can't even get anymore.
Nope.
And B, you just look around and it's like a war zone. Everyone wearing masks and everyone just trying to cringing if you get too close.
I know, man.
So it's quite grim. But I'm used to it now. It definitely kind of knocked me for a loop there for a while.
Yeah, this way people look at you and they walk around, like everybody thinks you have it. So everybody looks at you and judges you like to move away and.
Oh. Well, I hope that people have a modicum of sense to know that if you're wearing a mask, it's because you're, you don't, well, you could be asymptomatic.
Yep, totally.
I mean, I think people, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt on that one. Like, and maybe that's because if I go to the market, that's a situation here where most everybody's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I'd say 90%. So then you kind of feel like, no one's judging because everyone's got the mask on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's become a political thing. It has. It's the wearing of the mask. Maybe not so much in our area, but in certain areas of the country where, if you wear the mask, people are going to like say, "Oh, you're a pussy" or whatever.
Somebody said
if you don't wear the mask.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
You're right. Somebody told me that the other day. Like, if you're not, you're right. People are saying you're a pussy if you don't wear it. You believe all this shit or conspiracy theories, just all that stuff. It's like,
wow. So just stay away from that person.
No, I'm just saying, like, I heard that, I saw that too. Like, you get, if you're not wearing a mask and like then you're a pussy and you're scared. And no, I'm being a respectful citizen. I'm being a respectful human, even if I don't have it. For older people, I'm just doing it's a small thing we can do. Whatever you believe or not, you're doing it because out of respect for other human beings. You're not. But it's so interesting now. You see, like, how many selfish fucking people there are on this planet. Everybody just rising to the top, right? And you can see them in the spotlight. Just a simple thing, like people at the beaches, just all that. Like, all you have to do is just chill in your house for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, just it's frustrating.
Have a
man.
modicum of discipline or whatever. But
yeah,
I think it's that's why it's become political because basically the reason they can get away, or the reason they can justify not wearing a mask is because they have these beliefs that are wrong. They're like beliefs that aren't based in reality. That this is all just a joke, or something, or that it's not serious or whatever. And someone's been telling them that, probably their dear leader is where I would think they probably get that information from. So
it's crazy. Do you cook a lot of food, or does your wife cook a lot?
We both cook. She can do a lot more with a saucepan than I can. I can basically do. I do all the grilling, and I do stuff that requires. If it's, let's just put it this way: if there's a recipe, then I'm all for it. I can do it.
Yeah.
If it's more like we're gonna put together, like if it was like a sauce where she can just wing it, and like, pull out the tomatoes and pull out the garlic and get herself a bitchin' sauce going. And I have to follow a recipe, but I'm,
me too.
With a recipe, I can make it work.
Yeah.
And I can boil pasta. I'm good at boiling pasta. And
me too.
And I can grill, So I think between the two of us, we do okay. On any given night, we're both just kind of scurrying around the kitchen trying to. Because the other thing we got going is we got a vegetarian daughter, and a carnivore son.
Gotcha.
So they're just never on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So we're usually making like at least two, separate meals.
Yeah.
Which is that means that they're spoiled rotten.
my wife and my son are both vegetarians. I'm vegan, so like they usually make stuff for me too. Like, and we've been ordering like these meals that come to the house, and I've been trying to cook more with the recipes because I'm a terrible cook as well. And I did that for Mother's Day. Ordered a kit and tried to make them breakfast, like this whole thing. And I burned some shit. I tried, man, but the kitchen was almost on fire.
Yeah.
But it was a thought that counts,
Yeah. I've had some, even in just the past few days, I've had some harrowing moments where you'd think, with all the extra time that we have, you'd think that it wouldn't be such a hectic kitchen event.
Yeah. But
sometimes I just freeze up. And usually it's because it's like I'm following a recipe and my daughter says, "Is dinner ready yet?" And then that's those like that immediately, sends a chill down my spine. Is dinner ready yet? No, it's not. It's going to be a while. I'm learning a new recipe. Leave me alone. But yeah, we normally vacillate, my wife and I, between eating what my daughter eats and what my son eats. So we're we're on the fence between carnivore and veg. But I think when my son goes off to college, we're just going to become vegetarian at that point, just to kind of because it'll be a lot
Easier
easier.
to cook too. Yeah, yeah.
We'll just be cooking one meal, you know. So
Are you guys like Netflix people? You guys been watching like Ozark or Tiger King? Do you guys binge watch shows or anything?
we cut the cord on our cable, so all we're doing now is you know, checking stuff out on Hulu and Netflix.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Amazon Prime, and we've been watching things like Better Things on Hulu, and we watch what are we watching on? We're watching Dead to Me.
Oh,
the
the new season. Is that good? I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Christina
yeah.
Applegate.
That's a good one. It's funny.
Yeah.
And what else are we watching? Oh, there's a series we just clued into this series called Breeders.
Okay.
Which has got the guy from he was Bilbo in The Hobbit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Martin Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's funny. He's just got a good comedic sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, Breeders is another one that we've been watching. You know, in the past we've watched Sex Education.
That's great. Love that show.
Pretty funny series. Yeah.
So good.
We blew through End of the Fucking World. And
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And this newer one that's similar to that, with a sci-fi angle is called I'm Not Okay With This. Okay. Which is that's kind of, you know, similar kind of high school angst, but with a superhero or superpowers kind of a angle, which is pretty funny too. It's had some funny moments. Do you know if I can recommend that?
Do you know if that teenage? I'm gonna check that out too. Do you know if that teenage boy from Sex Education is the same kid from End of the Fucking World? I thought it was him. I never looked into it, but
because the guy from End of the Fucking World's English. The guy from End of the Fucking World is English, but the guy from Sex Ed is not English.
Okay.
Wait, no, you're right. They're both English. No, what am I saying? Yeah,
I'm looking into that. I thought it was maybe.
Yeah, maybe it is the same guy. Yeah,
you should check out.
They're both good series, though.
Yeah, they're great. You should check out Ozark. Have you heard of that?
I've been hearing about it,
Jason
and
Bateman.
I've tried. You know, I'll have to recommend that. You know, I think what ends up happening is we get going. Yeah, it's like we have a certain number of series. Now, that's more drama? It's more drama than less comedy.
Yeah, Jason Bateman.
I gotta. Yeah, so I have to kind of. That's a harder sell for some reason in my family. It's like they want everything to be calm or have unique elements to it. You know, it doesn't be like, you know, slapstick comedy, but it's got to have some comedic elements. It's probably like a COVID thing, like. You got to keep it light or something. I don't know what.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm going to recommend it.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
I've
been hearing about Tiger King. But I've never went in for much of the reality series anyway, so I don't know about Tiger King.
It is the most reality. It is. I can't explain it to you, man. It's something that I've never seen before. I can't say I like it or support it. It's like a train wreck, but it's huge, and it got the timing of it's because everybody's in lockdown. I think what made it bigger, but like it is really insane, man. It's hard to explain.
Okay, we might need to watch just one episode just to see. Yeah.
But Ozark is money laundering. A normal family get caught up in Chicago. It's so the story's like the writing on there is phenomenal. Like it's
okay.
Yeah.
Ozark.
Yeah. Will you ever?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, Ozark. Put that on your list for not comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Sopranos? You ever watch Sopranos?
Which one?
The Sopranos back in the day. Sopranos.
Oh yeah. We watched that beginning to end for sure.
So good.
Kind of in real time. Yeah. I mean, we were catching it every week.
Us too.
It was great.
Yeah,
I finally convinced.
Go ahead.
I finally convinced Bill to watch it. I kept saying, "Hey, Bill, you're like Tony, you know." He reminds me of Tony. He reminds me of Tony a little bit. So I said, "Dude, you got to watch it," you know. And I'm not sure if he made the connection, but I always thought that Tony Soprano was a little like Bill, you know. But
oh man, it's such a great show.
Watched it.
Yeah, we just recently watched it with my son because he didn't get to see it back in the day. He loves it. Then we rewatched Breaking Bad. Oh yeah, Breaking Bad. You ever watch that?
Oh yeah, we plowed through that.
Dude,
that's a great series. Oh yeah, we're waiting for the second season or no, well, the latest season of Better Call Saul.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
We caught up with it. That's the worst, is when you binge watch these things and you catch up and you're like, fuck. And then it takes them years.
A year.
It feels like it takes them like a full year to come out with another batch. And it's like, And half the time I feel like I'm going to forget that it even existed and then miss out or something. But
yeah, we're
waiting for that Better Call Saul.
Yeah, we just had to watch the last episode of Dead to Me so we can remember how it ended before we started the new season, you know?
Right. Yep. Yeah, I had to kind of do a little refresher too, but so that's a good one.
Well, I'm glad you guys are doing good and you're safe, man. You guys are just riding this out, you know? I mean, that's all we can do right now. Try to stay positive, stay healthy, and not have our wives kill us. I wonder about music and what's going to look like after this, because part of me also just has this weird. I mentioned this to my wife the other day. Like, maybe it's irresponsible for me to even be a musician post-COVID, because I think about okay, so I'm entertaining people, but at what price? And it's like unless there's some new paradigm shift to how live music occurs, that's our bread and butter, right? I mean, we don't make money off of records. Come on. Nope.
And so, if I'm going to be this professional musician making a living, but is that just irresponsible? Because I'm basically then putting my audience in harm's way for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And it just feels I feel really weird about it, because it's like I'm desperate to kind of have these shows because it's part of how I define myself now. But
express yourself.
But maybe it's irresponsible too. I don't know. I just feel that, and it just kind of puts me in a funk, for sure. Just to think about the only way that I can have a career in music is to basically put other people's lives in danger.
It's really crazy thinking about it that way, man. To be honest,
I just don't. That's where I'm at, and maybe I'll come up with some more positive spin on it later. But it's like that's where I'm at.
I mean, it is crazy that we're basically germ collectors, singers of bands. Like, we hand the microphone, people spit on it, we take it back, we sing on it. We're basically just handing around something. We can't make a microphone condom where we put it on, we change it each show. But every show you get, people spit on it. Like, we're basically just exchanging germs and sweat.
Yeah, and no matter what you do to try to ameliorate that, there's always some other, even if you're not sharing a mic, there's people yelling lyrics back at you in a within at least a
6 feet distance,
thing.
Yeah.
So the barriers are gonna you have to put up these barriers that create like a 12 or 15 foot distance.
And that sucks, man.
Between you and the audience, no mic sharing. That's the first thing that I realized. I'm never sharing my mic again. Come on.
Oh, man, dude.
And I gotten into the habit of doing that a lot. So.
But that takes away from the whole energy and the shit of what we do. Like, we're not arena bands. We're not Coachella bands. Our music is intimate. It's a community, and it's
right. Yep.
It's frustrating.
You're going to lose that aspect of it. Yeah, that aspect's going to go away. I don't know what to think about it.
Are you consider yourself an optimist or a pessimist?
Well, I guess I'm optimistic that at some point things, at some point we will be able to have a rock show that will be very similar to rock shows of past. But what I don't know is what that point is.
Yeah.
Is that point a year from now, or is it like 3 years from now? Or something like that. So, or is it 4? My wife was saying 20. Some people were saying 2024. I'm thinking, what? Wait a minute.
No, dude.
I thought the vaccine was coming along next year. And if there's a vaccine next year, why can't we, go back to some semblance of normal at that point? But I don't know.
It's scary, man.
You know, that's why that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if you really pay attention to someone like Fauci, you kind of just have to be a pessimist.
Yeah.
That's kind of his message is, you know, be pessimistic is basically.
Shit.
And because you know what, I do have a certain respect for science and a certain respect for scientists.
Yeah.
And so then, so I am a pessimist in that regard, you know, because that's what the science is telling us that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does suck, man. I can actually say everything does suck today. It does suck.
Yeah. Yeah. We put out shirts that have the "Everything Sucks" art, but then the Milo guy's wearing a mask.
I saw that. Chris did those, right?
Yeah.
I saw those. So, those are amazing, man.
Yeah, I figured, you know, if we don't do it, someone else is going to do it. So we should just do it. You know?
Fuck, man. Well, at least we're healthy. Our families are good. We do have music careers. We're lucky that people care about our bands and care about music, and one day they'll see us again. But like you said, the reality is, like, what does the future hold for us as far as live shows? How's it going to change? Are we going to even want to play a show if we're 25 feet away from the people that came to see us? Like, shit, man. It's so much to think about, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all relative, right? You have people that lost their jobs completely and have to start over, and you got people who died. You know, so you can always, you know, try to see that your situation is on the spectrum of badness, and that there's, you know, people that have it much worse. For sure. You know, but you know, I think about like in terms of how professions are affected, you know, my wife now, she's now doing Zoom lectures.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like, you know, that sucks, but at least you're kind of moving forward with your classes exist.
Yep.
And, you know, for the foreseeable future, there will be classes, and you will be, you know, earning a paycheck, and there will be, you know, there will be learning going on. You won't be ideal learning. And the same thing's true of my kids. You know, they may have to deal with online learning, and it's not ideal.
It's not.
But you know, they can make progress. But I feel like I don't know how to make progress if I can't go play music.
Me either, man.
I mean, that's if I'm not playing music, I'm not really a musician. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
100%.
It's not much different than just losing a job, really, at that point.
Yeah, and I feel like
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I feel like when it does happen, it's gonna be the best shows we ever play in our lives. Like, people are gonna be either so excited, or people are gonna be like, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be emotional. I feel like it's gonna be like an emotional thing for us, because it's gonna be so long, man.
There will be catharsis to spare. There will be plenty of catharsis, because I think people. You know, it's like when I get to see the guys in the band again, it's just going to be like, oh my God, you know, it'll be like when I got back together with them in 2011, and we hadn't seen each other in so long, and it's the feeling of just elation. It's just like, boy, I haven't seen you guys in forever, and you know, all the same feelings came back, and it was just like this magical moment, and that's probably what it's going to be like, you know, when we do our first show, and we'll be sharing that elation with the fans, obviously, as well, because they're going to be out there the same way, like, God, I haven't seen you guys in forever. And it's just like, yeah, it's going to be special, but we just don't know when that's going to be, you know. So,
and that, I think it's the most frustrating part, that it's definitely beating on me, is that, like I said, my wife's working from home. Her job never stops. She's working from home in her room. My son's doing online school, exactly what you said. And I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, luckily, people buy merch online. Lots of people supporting bands doing that right now, which is amazing. I'm just trying to become more handy around the house and fix things and work on things I've never done before. Just trying to stay focused and stay positive and get vitamin D and take walks. But still, it's the not knowing. Like, we had so much shit canceled this year. Just like not knowing when it's going to happen is the most. I think it's more frustrating than scary. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of puts you in hibernation.
Yes.
On a certain level or whatever. Yeah,
and a fog too.
Like you're hibernating. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, and like when my kids are on Zoom, it's now, part of their daily schedule. My wife, again, has a daily schedule of Zoom meeting this and Zoom meeting that. And I'm sitting there going, I want a Zoom meeting. Come on. Can I have one of those? Fuck.
Yeah.
I want a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Why can't I have a Zoom meeting? Which is ridiculous because everyone hates Zoom meetings. I mean, it's just like, why can't I, I'd much rather be face to face with this person instead of talking through Zoom. And I'm just like, I'd take a Zoom meeting over what I got now.
Totally.
It's just like me staring at the wall or whatever, But yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm recording music, and that's kind of what's keeping me, sane. I guess.
Yeah, you're inspired to do that, and you're working, and you're like, yeah, that's great. You're doing that. I mean, that's a release too. That helps.
Yeah.
Is your coffee intake off the chain now since you're at home a lot, or no?
No, not really. I mean, I for many years I abused coffee primarily just to play live shows.
Got you.
And it was like at home I get my fix in the morning, and then I'm good to go. And I don't like to drink it late because it fucks with my sleep. But
yeah,
so when I'm at home I'm pretty good. I don't abuse. It's just when I'm on the road with the band and it's like, okay, we got to play in half an hour, and I feel like I just want to go to sleep. So then we just all get tanked up, before we play. Like Bill especially is the primary abuser. He'll be out there getting 10 espressos and that kind of thing.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Yes. Since I saw you last, I tried to drink coffee. I tried a couple of times my whole life, but I tried to drink it, and I started drinking for the whole month of December. And it really just didn't work for me, man. It made me so hyped. Then it made me like want to shit my pants, and then it made me dehydrated, want to take a nap. I had these highs and lows, but I couldn't stop drinking it. So I drank it for the whole month of December, and then I quit. And then on my 50th birthday, like 2 weeks ago, my son made me have a coffee, and it just fucked my whole birthday up. I was like spazzing around the house. It's just not.
Oh, it's fucked up. How did it fuck up the birthday? You were just kind of free the whole time, or?
Yeah, I'm first of all, I'm locked in my house, and like I had like a coffee with him, and just jittery. I have a lot of energy. It makes my heart rate go up. It just really fucks me because I'm really hyper as it is in general, and that's the only drug I've ever done to put in my body my whole life is caffeine. If you want to even call it that, that's a whole another conversation. Right. But like, yeah, it just made me. Yeah. So I officially can't do it, man. It's just not made for. I'm not made for it. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I mean, I think if you're already kind of hyped up, you don't need to be any more hyped up.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. You already got that covered. Yeah.
I'm good on that, but well, fuck, man, Milo. I'm glad you're doing good. It's great to talk to you again. The episode comes out on Monday. I'm stoked, and I'm psyched to hear this. Cool. I'm psyched to hear the music you're working on. It's exciting. It's perfect time too.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is also, like I did those uke songs, and we're going to try to put them out. But also, record labels right now have kind of gone into hibernation too, because I keep, like the uke songs are, like I said, more topical, and I keep thinking, well,
yeah,
the sooner we can get out this better. And Bill's like, dude, we're going to do it through Epitaph, and they're just like AWOL,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, even just putting out a record now is going to be more challenging just because of how everything's shut down. So, like I said, it's been pared down to the bare minimum. I go and I record music. I don't even worry about whether it's going to come out or not. I just record it. Just there, and so.
But it must be. You're creating though. That's awesome. You have a place to go create. And,
yeah. That and $2 will get you a cup of Starbucks. So
maybe not Starbucks, but
yeah.
Well, I didn't get to say this on the first part, but thank you for playing the way you play. I can't wait to see you guys play again someday.
I hope to see you guys play again. Man, I was really bummed about the show with the Field Day. That would have been a blast.
Oh man, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll see you in real life someday soon, hopefully. And I appreciate your time.
I got my fingers crossed.
For sure,
Milo. We'll see each other. Sooner or later, we will see each other. I'm sure of that.
All right, all the best, man. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, talk to you later, Toby.
Thanks, Milo. Bye. Hey, guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.